doors locked. Maybe they're not open yet. Yeah, it looks like there's signs over there, so that looks to be the main entrance. Take one lap around. Nope. Otherwise, on to the next thing. Alright, so the mosque was closed. Opens at 5 p.m. for tourists, I guess. So we'll come back. I saw a few guys coming out, but I didn't want to push my way in there. It just didn't feel right. So now we're going to head over to the site where World War I started, aka the Great War. Oh, look at this. They have e-scooters. BB. Okay, this might be something I'll be interested in later. I don't know if I can ride it around in the square or in the main part of town, but that's definitely a possibility. All right, so this was the road where Archduke Ferdinand and his wife were riding on. Now, over there, about maybe 200 yards down, there was an explosion. Many of the local Serbs, keep in mind this was Serbia at the time, wanted war with Austria-Hungary. They were not happy with them. They were anarchists. So Gavril Princeps was drinking his coffee over here when an explosion happened down there. When that happened, many people were brought to the hospital, and Archduke Ferdinand and his wife wanted to go visit these people. As Archduke Ferdinand was being driven with his wife down this road, they were supposed to make a left here, but instead they came down here, made a U-turn. Now, Gavril Princeps was waiting right here, drinking his coffee, when all of a sudden he saw a chance. He pulled out his revolver. As the Grand Duke and his wife made this turn here, he was standing right here. You can see his footprints. They made the right turn. He fired 2 shots. One which killed the Archduke, and one which killed his wife Sophia. So here's a monument from this place on the 28th of June, 1914. Gavrilo Princip assassinated the heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne, Franz Ferdinand, and his wife Sophia. See, that's a pretty big feat, Gavrilo. So we're going to enter the museum now, but we're standing on history. Right here is where World War I started. Now, obviously, there was more than one event that sparked the war, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. You can call it that. So this is right before they were assassinated. And here's the, I don't know if this is the actual car, but it'd be pretty extraordinary if that was the actual car. Actually, nobody in it, which I'm very much key on. Museum flag there. Alright, let's take a look and see if we can go inside the museum. Hello. How much? 5. 5, okay. Break some of my change here. No money right now.
10 euro? 5 euro?
Yeah, you change?
If I have.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So here's the map at the time. You have the massive empire of Austria-Hungary. The Ottoman Empire is down here. Sarajevo is part of Bosnia-Herzegovina, part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, but a lot of Serbians lived in Sarajevo, as they still do today. So that's what sparked the war. Wow, this is small, but very informative. So this talks about the Ottoman Empire and Bosnia within the Austria-Hungarian Empire after its annexation. All right, kind of speeding through here, but all right, here is Archduke Ferdinand. So I'm gonna call them Archduke Franz Ferdinand and Empress Sophia, the heirs to the Austrian-Hungarian throne. He was the nephew of Franz Joseph, who was a very famous emperor of Austria-Hungary, ruled for a very long time. Actually died at the very end of World War I, but that was the end of the Habsburgs. So Franz Ferdinand, technically, I mean, if you want to call it, he was one of the last Habsburgs, wasn't the last Habsburg, but long reigning dynasty. I think it was at least 600 years. This is very interesting stuff, though. Oh, wow, look at this. Let's try the way for a second. I guess that's great. Gavrilo Princeps right there. Wow. As you put on your VR set, find yourself standing at the heart of Sarajevo, witnessing Franz Ferdinand's 1914 historical visit to Sarajevo. Immerse yourself in the wonder of the world, virtual reality technology, and explore mind-bending experiences that will transport you to new realms of imagination. Let me see where I can get that VR set. Who knows what would have happened if they were not assassinated. I think World War I or the Great War would have started either way, but that was the spark, like I keep saying, or the straw that broke the camel's back, right here in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Okay, so I happened to overhear a tour guide talking about what happened, and he believes there was conspiracy, that the driver was on it. I was saying before how the driver went the wrong way, and he was Hungarian. It wasn't even Austrian or German, so he pretended like he didn't know the language of the directions they were supposed to go in, and they were looking to spark World War I. So that was a big reason why they kind of let it happen. There were 6 people involved all around the city hall, all executed, including Gavrilo Princip. So he never got to see the war, but he basically started it, or had a big influence on how it started. All right. Next up, we're going to visit another museum. This one's going to be based on a prominent Ottoman lord, or Ottoman Bey is what they call him. So as we left the eastern quarter, we're now in the western quarter of the city. And now it's time to talk about the more recent events of the mid-90s. The fall of Yugoslavia created war across the entire region. You know, that was the 7 countries of Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, North Macedonia, Kosovo, which is still a disputed land territory. So in this region, though, you had Bosniaks, which are mainly Muslim. You had Serbs, which are mainly Orthodox. You had Croats or Croatians that are mainly Catholic. And this region suffered atrocities and war, especially between, well, all three. So this city actually had a siege of about, I think it was over 2 years, where the entire city was surrounded and starved out, supplies. So there were regular shellings from mortars into the city, firing with, you know, modern technology in the 90s, and atrocities that were committed. So in Bosnia, they were mainly Bosniaks, so they were Muslim. And the Croatians surrounded them. And there was a genocide, as you can see here, that killed more than 8,000 Bosniaks in July 11th, 1995. So we're going to take a look here, but from the shellings of the city, you could see these red marks right here. Now, this was a mortar shell. Anything with red in it means that somebody was killed here. So I think 3 people actually died from a mortar shelling from outside the city, up in the mountains, that hit directly here, right in front of the church. So we're going to take a look inside the church as well. Looks like we have a Sveti Ivan Pavel II. Let's take a look inside here. So let's go take a video. We're going to maybe do a tour later on today around 5 o'clock that'll give more information about the wars that happened and the siege of Sarajevo and also the genocide. So let's take a look at the genocide memorial or exhibit. Here we go. And then next we're going to stop for a drink, coffee or juice, and definitely some water. All right, here's the genocide memorial. This is an apartment complex. I don't think this is the museum. Museum is downstairs, upstairs? Upstairs, okay. Thank you. We're going the right way. But a lot of stairs. Hopefully it's the last floor. I see an exit sign, so maybe this is where it ends. Wow, look at the names. I'm guessing these are the years they were born. Okay, here's the entrance. Flat breath. All right, so I just got out of the gallery for the Serbian-Bosnian genocide. There's another museum here, the Siege of Sarajevo Museum, the longest siege of a capital city in the history of modern warfare. So I'm gonna go check that out real quick. Here's the church. But as you can see around me, a lot of these buildings had bullet holes. Bullet holes here. There's just literally bullet holes everywhere. I can walk over to this church right here. Bullet holes. Different shells. This building here, you can see, has shellings from the outside. So I was kind of explaining how if you're 30 years or older, you've experienced not only a civil war, but a genocide in this country. So these people have experienced a lot, you know, this city in general, you know, the Ottoman Turks to the Great War with the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and the Bosnian, Croatian, Serbian wars that are within the last 30 years. So let's take a look here. Hello. How much is this worth?
15 marks, please.
Okay, how long does it take, the whole thing?
Around half an hour.
Half hour, okay. I will, do you take credit card?
Yes.
Okay, can I come back? Okay, no problem. Thank you. Here you can take. Wow, one of the more powerful museums I've been to. All right, well, I just got done visiting 3 different museums. Some of the more powerful museums I've ever visited. The first one was the gallery on the massacre, the genocide in 1995. The second museum was a museum dedicated to the Siege of Sarajevo. And the third museum was a museum of the genocide in Bosnia. So the first and third one were pretty similar. The third one had to do with more than just the one genocide that took place in the northern part of the country. Genocide it was just pretty powerful, and words can't describe that kind of situation, you know? But now we're gonna head to get change some currency and then have some lunch. Some burek maybe. or something similar. We'll have to see, but that was a pretty emotional sequence right there. Now we're entering the eastern part.
Evo tu imaš.
Ne mogu uopšte ući u ulaz.
Ja, Anki mache Jörgen.
Da me gleda.
Alright, so I am on a mission to find some baklava. Just went to the money exchange. Got a pretty good deal, but I got a lot of change. So let's see how this goes here. I'm gonna go through the main food market here. I also had to find a shot glass for Michaela. Bosnia or Sarajevo one. But mission is baklava. I can always grab that shot glass tomorrow while Mostar. Market's pretty crazy. I think it closes within like 2 hours because I got here last night around 11 and everything was shut down. And that's in about 2 hours from now. Those are more like Turkish tea cups. But I did see a place over here with baklava, so I'm hoping it's there and for a good price. Let's see any shot glasses here. See some globes. I'm the weirdo recording myself. That's me. Alright, this is where I think I saw it before, so I have no idea how much it is. That's right, it's about 3. Hello. Is this baklava the same as this one? Okay. Oh, I see. You're just helping until he gets back. That Nutella baklava looks amazing. So just waiting for the guy to get back. Hello. Can I have one almond baklava and one Nutella baklava? Alright, here's 3, and I have 2. Sorry for that. You can keep the change, thank you. I knew he wouldn't be happy about the change. But at the exchange place, the lady gave me so many 5 cents, and they're worth half here as euros, so every 5 cents in marks is, sorry, every 10 cents in marks is 5 cents euro, so I gave him all these 5-cent marks, which is like 2 pennies and 50 cents each. So I got my baklava. Looking forward to it. So this mosque I walked into before, I walked into the courtyard, and some guy just like, he started yelling something, so I walked over. I'm like, oh, excuse me, can I help you? And he's like, just stared at my knees. So you have to make sure that you dress appropriately here. And my problem is I brought no long pants on this trip. So I was able to go into a mosque before, but it wasn't a problem. I even asked the guy too. I said, hey, do I need long pants? And he's like, don't worry about it. But I paid like the tourist price. Oh, we got the ice cream guys here. That was also something I wanted to do. I know Michaela wanted to do it too. We never did it in Turkey, and I feel like it's something that, something fun. Probably way overrated, but I mean, I could also do it and then film it and then show her, and it's almost like we did it together, right? Right? Oh, so that's the yellow fortress up on the hill. I doubt you could see that, but that's where people watch the sunset at night. Didn't get up there today because I was doing a walking tour. The walking tour is very informative. Met a guy that experienced the siege of Sarajevo. So he gave first-hand testimony on what happened. Also, the political climate of what's going on in the country right now is pretty crazy. You have three different presidents, one for each ethnicity. But the problem is, each president does not serve their own geography entity. They serves their culture or religion. So you have a Serbian president who is just a president for the Serbians. You have a Croatian president who's just a president for the Croatians, and you have a Bosnian president who is just a president for the Bosniaks. So it's quite interesting. All right, I got my baklava. I'm going to enjoy it. And I probably will be back out in the street later before I go to bed. See you soon. All right. Last night on the trip. Albania, Montenegro, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Also a stopover in Germany. Very successful. Germany was amazing, architecture outstanding. Love the history there with World War II, and also the medieval kind of architecture they had there. Albania was awesome. I love Durrës, with the Roman amphitheater. I'm really glad I switched that up last minute. Didn't really spend a lot of time in Tirana, but didn't love it at the same time. Tirana was a quick stopover, so wasn't a huge fan, but also didn't spend a lot of time there. Kruja, so Skanderbeg, the history of him was absolutely outstanding. Loved that city. Lake Bovia was pretty cool in its own right. Beautiful lake, nice hike. Glad I got through it. My calf hurting. I was concerned I wasn't going to make it, and I did. But Kruja definitely made the trip to Albania. Kruja was amazing, and Durrës. Montenegro. I mean, where can we start? Let's start with the crowds. That's one thing that definitely stood out, was how busy it really was there. The beaches were absolutely outstanding. Love that. Also love the Venetian cities like Kotor and Budva. My favorite day probably was the Durmitor National Park. Had a great group of guys and girls that went up north. It was absolutely beautiful, reminded me a lot of the Great Smoky Mountains and, you know, Rocky Mountain National Park and back in the States. And the lake there was unbelievable. That was definitely the highlight. Also, the old Venetian charm of Kotor and Budva and the beaches there definitely stood out more than a lot of things in Montenegro. Bosnia, best part of the trip, for sure. I mean, the bazaars here and the streets are just awesome. Remind me a lot of Turkey. The architecture, as you can see here, is actually more like Europe, and then back there, down there is more towards like the eastern part of the city is more like Asia. Now, the war definitely made it more interesting and heartfelt. I think that as sad as it was, it definitely made the trip more compelling and pretty heartfelt, you know? And I think the guides also made it great. Yesterday, Nano, the guide with Guru Walk, the free walking tour I did about the war and siege of Sarajevo. And also today, the guide, Ardan, who, you know, grew up during that time. She was actually an adult during those times, and she experienced the war here. And just see museums themselves, definitely this one as well, Srebrenica genocide and everything that happened there. So Mostar today, the waterfall was decent. Mostar was awesome. That Ottoman town, I forgot the name of it, but outstanding. And then some of the other countryside towns and rural areas were amazing as well. You have to forgive me, I'm very tired right now. It's been a long trip, long day. Contacts are getting a little sticky. Legs are getting a little tired. I'm gonna start heading back to the hotel now. Just want to take one more quick walk over here and go to the different areas again, you know. I'm gonna head down this way. Maybe stop by the World War II site of, World War I, the Great War site of Gavrilo Princeps. Catch you on the next one.